Hello everybody, my name is Farmer Phil, and in today's video...
Well Phil, today we have a little bit of a different approach for our weekly update. Not much has gone on in terms of buildings or indeed sell point adjustment, but what we've been doing is working on the land, and a lot of changes outside of the main farmyard here. So we're going to have a bit of a scoot through and have a look at them all. There's a lot of new fields here now. The amount of grey is slowly disappearing as we start to have some pastures. We have some marshlands, some ditches, and yeah, just some smaller different shaped fields for us to go and have a play and a look in there. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We are out and about in our little Kubota here. We're heading out from the field up to the side of a track, which is going to lead us through into a whole load of ground. You can see there's still work to do over there with those fields, but we are drawing in. The amount of grey is a lot smaller. Get rid of this big field here, for example, and there's only like 3 other big fields to go at. But what we do have are some fences in. We have some more grass fields that we can get into as well. There is a bit of a track that runs all the way through here. There is a little bit of a track that runs through here, but we just haven't put that in. Didn't really see needed to be in there too much, but the root of the end point is in the form of this gap in the hedge over here. There are no gates in here yet, but we'll get there. They'll be one of the last things to go in. But yeah, we are going to cruise on through here. We've got some high hedges here just to kind of replicate some of the higher trees and things in there. We'll make this look nice and narrow as well, but we'll come through here into some more fields that we can have a bit of a look into very shortly as well. But then this will come all the way down to the crossing here. You've got the canal barges over there. They need to be worked on and adjusted. And once we get all this side done, then of course we'll be creeping on over to get this lot done over here. This field here will just need a bit of work, and then really need to focus on that side of the canal as well. A lot of the big pieces of work that we have left to do are indeed landscaping. So took this last week there in and around Christmas just to kind of keep ticking along there and get some more fields done. It's not a quick thing to do, but it's a good thing to get done here. We've got our little footbridges in there now that looks on over the ditch really, which heads on all the way up that way, which is the way we're going to go, and then that way heads back down towards the main road. But that is all in, all looking wild and unkept as we'd like to see. Now there's a couple of different sizes of fields here as well, but we're going to cut through. In theory, we would be able to get through onto the main road at the very northern edge of the map here. But yeah, this is kind of all just different fields that will have their own field numbers and boundaries, and then you can choose how you're gonna, when it comes to buying them as a land, they might all be clumped into one land cluster, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But yeah, lots of different shapes of fields at the very least there, and a bit of different style. Some have hedges all the way up to the edge, some like this section here do not, because that goes down to the bit of a ditch there, and then we'll just leave that be, and it's a bit of a wet ditch to work through. There's some marshland areas that don't really do much, and there's some grassland areas that you could mow down properly and get into as well. But yeah, looking all good there. And it's like I say, it's really starting to come together now. I'll put a picture up around about now of the area that we're in, which is like the northern or slightly north of the farm there, and it's a little bit. It looked a little bit tricky as to what I would do with it, but I think this is going to kind of replicate it. There are going to be plenty of fields that you can buy and that you can do what you want with as well, so I'll include these in that list as well. But for some of you, it might be a great job to get into here and mow these down for silage or whatever you would like to do. But we need to come back out through down here. And then there's a few little smaller pastures there as well for hay. They all lead into one another as well to get on up through into the, like I say, up to the top of the hill there, and up to the barns at the top of the hill. Everything's been fenced off on this side as well. The bottoms are starting to come together as well. We've got that all fenced in, and I think that's looking good. This essentially here is just a big bit of like brushy marshland really, so try to replicate that where we can. Without, of course, having the brushes in there. But yeah, I don't think that looks too bad, and it gives you something, just a little bit of a decorative feature there more than anything else. But of course, as you come around the corner here again, this will be going into the bottoms down here, and this is where you'll be able to own all these separate fields there, harvest them for silage, or do whatever you want with them really. But if we were to cut through here, now you can go back through to the yard through there. Or this is just one large field, and we can cut all the way through down here, and then this would take you into the next field. You can see that one there was split off into two. There's two different, there's a fence line going right down through the middle there as well. So that's splitting everything up. And then there will be another kind of overgrown river crossing here. Left to see it. And then into another field here as well, which I think will have the mixed species sward in there at the moment, and then you'll be able to do what you want with that one. Quite like I say, quite tight here, not really designed as a crossing for machinery, but you could still use it for that if you would wish. But then yeah, straight away on up you go. So yeah, what's next really? Well, we're going to continue and make a big push to get all the landscaping side of things done, and then we'll look to turn our attention to, I've got a lot still to do. There's an awful lot left here to do there, but this is just a nice thing to get done, to get all the landscaping aspects done first, so we can tick that off the list, and then we can focus on everything else. So whilst we're still a long way away, there is a lot of progress being made, which is good. I think it's important to be able to have that and to be able to see what that looks like, which is why sometimes I will just take that time to completely shift my attention and do some landscaping work. But yeah, it's coming together. I'm liking where it's at, and I'm liking how much we're able to do on a weekly basis there and make those tangible differences. So but yeah, as we can see, what I would like to do for the yard here is get a little bit more rubbish and junk in places, just to kind of fill it out a little bit more. It's obviously got some, but you could always do with a bit more. And then yeah, we will look to see. I have the farm shop is half textured. I'm just looking for a few different textures I want to really finish it off there, and then that's good to go. And then once we get that one done, I'll finish off all the other sell points as well, which is a fairly simple exercise, to be honest, so I'm not too worried about that. It's just nice to be able to say a lot of progress there. What I really want is, and I'm going to just jump out here, enable my flight mode. And then we're going to go for a bit... Oh, flight mode is already enabled by the looks of things. And as we go going up there, you'll see the amount of grey area has halved, I would say now. So there's not much left to do in terms of fields. You can see I've started to get some more markings on there as well. So that will really start to take shape. Another couple of days and that will all be done. And once that's done, that's a huge visible change. After that, you can start to really work on other things and get it all done. Because that will be the whole map covered, which is just fantastic. Really, really is. And that'll be me, yeah. That'll be a really significant step forward. We'll start to put some land IDs onto here and get some fields marked out as well, and then we'll be laughing. But you can see what it's starting to look like from the field textures and from the field boundaries up the front there. Get that patchwork quilt effect coming in. And of course, you have to kind of adjust some of the fields to make them fit around where the map boundary is. But yeah, it's coming. It is getting there. I've got a few little things that I want to try and achieve and get ticked off, but ultimately, I am very happy with how it's progressing through. So let me know what you think. Let me know if you have any questions, comments, or feedback. Typical main questions I receive are yes, hopefully it's coming to all platforms. I don't see any reason why it won't at this moment in time. 2, when will it be done? Who knows? Depends on how much time I have to have a look at it. I'm going to get a little bit busier with work throughout the next month or so, so that will make things a little bit more challenging, but we'll try and do what we can when we can and keep these weekly updates coming through as well. But yeah, it's getting there, and I think it's starting to look pretty good on the landscaping side of things as well. So just a short update as always, but I hope you have enjoyed. I've been Simulation for the Nation. This is the latest from Longford Farms, Farmer Phil's Map 4 Farmer Simulator 25. If you want to see more though, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up button for this video as well, and if you want to as well and you're feeling generous and you want to support me and my progress here, you can buy me a coffee using the link in the description. Until next time though, thank you very much for watching as always. Do stay safe, enjoy what you're doing, and we'll see you next time.